Hello and welcome. I'm your host, Elizibar. This is Earthworm Jim, Launch the Cow by Doug TenNapel. Look at this book. For starters, it's absolutely gorgeous. You got this red foil. I thought this was just gold foil, but actually looking at it again, it might be straight up just like gold leaf. The cover's embossed. Jim here has like a little protective layer on him. He's glossy. The rest of the cover's not, except for the logo up here. This is just dope. And that's just the front cover. The back cover, same way. Red foil. Uh-huh. The spine. Look, gilded pages. We're gonna go through this, and it's just gonna be like, look at how amazing this book is, because everything about it is just amazing. Look at the inside here. Just open it up. You got this. Like it just keeps going. This book just keeps going. That's laid down properly. There we go. I'm pretty sure this is glow in the dark, but I don't have a black light, so I can't check it. Or not glow in the dark. What's the word? UV reactive. There we go. That's close enough. And I want to show you just how big this book is compared to a normal comic book. So I just, was reading some comics. So I got comic books laying here. Look at this. Look at that. Yeah. This is like a real serious book. This is like a coffee table book. And you know what? Everything about it is treated with that kind of production value. Coffee table books are big deals for some people because they're big, they look good, and sometimes they got some cool stuff in them. There's all the people that worked on the book. And the book is gorgeous. Every aspect of this book is just superb. We get a little bit of like intro here, just to kind of explain like some of the magic that happens. Space Fairy. Of course it's the Space Fairy. What did you think was going to happen? Basically, the evil queen has a super suit. And the super suit lets them fire like a death cannon. It's like straight up just some Death Star kind of stuff. And Princess What's-Her-Name steals it. Look at the economy of space over here for this action sequence. Get her! They're gonna get her. They get her. The super suit blocks the shots. She counterattacks. This is all in one page. Just boom! A whole little action sequence. And if you look at the way this is drawn, sit here and look at it, you can see the motion. These are like the keyframes for the animation. This is the stuff that the animators would take and they would draw their sequence based on. How do we go from here to here? Stuff like that. Okay, maybe this is a little fewer than all the keyframes you'd need, but it's still a fantastic action sequence. And in my mind, I can see this stuff animated. I can see how this moves. The camera changes shot to shot. She leaps. Look at that. Got the little motion streak right there. Uh-huh. This is how you know it's serious work. And down here, these are from essentially the same camera angle. This one takes the camera and swings it down and around, but that's a very natural fluid motion. And you wouldn't have to necessarily do that if you were drawing it, but I can see this all in my head. I can see the action sequence. Look at this. We're just like ignoring panel borders. We're having a great time putting stuff on top of stuff. It's fantastic. We haven't even gotten to the character, the title character yet. And I'm already like, this is great. I love this. The dialogue is pretty silly. Some characters are very serious, like Princess What's-Her-Name is like very serious. Farmer Jim, pretty serious because he's just a normal guy. In fact, Earthworm Jim named himself after Farmer Jim. I didn't know that. I don't remember the game that well. He's like, I'm trying to get away from you. I want to be just like you, Farmer Jim. Where do you want to go, friend? I'm going to that biker bar, and I'll tell them to beat the daylights out of you if you follow. You should stay here. You can't lose me that fast, Farmer Jim. Our friendship is too strong. He's only been alive for like an hour. What do you expect? He has no idea who or what he is, how he operates, or any of that. So the Earthworm Jim character is basically like a voyage of self-discovery. He's literally discovering himself. Meanwhile, evil is trying to kill everybody. The dog is Proto Pooch, of course, who is mentioned right over here. Psychro is, of course, the main antagonist, the one that they have to deal with. And there's just lots and lots of comedic adventures all through this whole thing. Oh, there's one sequence towards the end that, oh man, I was going to flip away, but I can't. This is great because I could see this sequence in a movie. Like, this is a pretty standard kind of movie sequence right here. Hey, little A, is this freaky guy giving you trouble? You want I should do something about him? He's leaning. Don't get smart with me. I'm sorry, I'm not doing this. Crash right through the window. Just boom. Notice, he's basically at the same angle. The camera's basically at the same angle here. Jim's on the right, the bad guy's on the left. He was hit from the inside on the right, out through the window on the left. It's consistent. In fact, this whole sequence is basically like that. Guy's on the right, or on the left, Jim is on the right. The only panel that's not true is this one, and that doesn't matter because this is just like a emphasis panel showing that we're springing into action. And over here, look at the way she looks. Can't you see how this moves? This looks like something you would see out of like a Disney movie or something. I mean, it would be cleaned up a little bit, the coloring would be different and that kind of stuff. But the way she's drawn, look at the lips. The mouth is super expressive. The eyes are super expressive. In fact, despite his overreactions, probably the least expressive character on this page is Earthworm Jim. And okay, there's only 2 characters on this page, but out of the 2, he's doing this comical overreaction. But these are very realistic emotions she's feeling. Look at what she goes through, all in the course of 1 page. Frustration, anger, dejection. It's all there. There's an action sequence later on I want to just kind of skip straight to. So I'm trying not to give too much of the plot away, but I really liked the way Princess What's-Her-Name handled herself in this fight. And I want to get to that. I just wish I remembered exactly where it was because I'm suddenly blanking on it. I think she's, even though she's not the title character, I'm pretty sure she is actually like the star of the book. Ah, it's this one where she's fighting Psychro. Look at this. I know, there's not like a super detailed background, right? I give lots of books flack for that, but just look at this. We're setting this fight somewhere. We know where it is. It's in this little farm field. You can kind of see the evidence of the farm here and there. But it's just like a bunch of vignettes of that battle. And it's gorgeous. Look at the posing. Look at the flow, the energy. These kicks and punches are almost just popping right off the page. When she gets knocked out, knockout, of course. And Farmer Jim has to intervene. Proto Pooch, Peter Puppy, whatever you want to call him, has to intervene. Everybody's getting down. But this is such a beautifully rendered set of actions for this fight. It's just gorgeous. I'm loving it, man. I'd be straight up loving this. Everything about this book is just like that. Whether we're having a serious moment, whether evil is trying to convince Jim to turn over the super suit to him, whatever's going on. This book looks great. Farmer Jim has like all these really tired, I'm too old for this kind of things going on. I mean, it fits the character, what he's going through pretty perfectly because he just had like some random aliens show up at his farm and start wrecking it. So why wouldn't he be feeling that way? So Earthworm Jim, Launch the Cow by Doug TenNapel. Not only is it a beautiful book, not only did it come with an absolute ton of swag, you can watch my unboxing video for all that stuff, but it might just be, that's hard. It's definitely way up there in the list of best books I've ever read, just purely on the art. The writing is fun and snappy. The book doesn't spend any time not doing something cool. And that seems like a hard thing to manage, is how do I make sure that something cool is always going on? Whether that coolness is just something kind of goofy happening on the screen, or that coolness is, Psychro turning a cow. Actually, I guess it's a bull. Turning a bull into a pile of hamburgers with his ray gun. Like, there's just always something fun, something crazy going on the page. And that's super impressive. This is way, way up there on my list of comics that I've enjoyed reading. And as for comics I've read lately, boy, I've read some good comic books. I have absolutely read some good comic books, but I think this one might Might just be the book that takes the number one spot whenever I do the reads of the week video, because I sure don't see anything else in my stack here that I think is going to be quite this good. Maybe Jawbreakers will surprise me and go from being and like surpass this. Maybe Downcast will, but like all this DC and Marvel stuff I got sitting here, I don't expect that to measure up at all. But there's only one way to find out, and that's to keep reading. So, for all of you out there, thank you so much for joining me. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. If you got Earthworm Jim, let me know what you think in the comments down below, because I am interested in knowing what you think. Until next time, have a great day. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I sure hope to see you then. Bye-bye.